Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And as the seasons change, I do a couple of things with tires. I end up switching out my own snow tires back to my road or off-road tires, and also I do my own tire rotations, just as a DIYer. And I used to just go to this. This was, actually I used to do it by hand, but I ended up with one of these Milwaukee Fuel, the big gun here. This giant half-inch impact wrench, and I was using it, but it's super strong. And one day I was out in my garage and I actually had my old Milwaukee Fuel Surge, and I use this thing for everything. I actually like it, sometimes better than the drill, even for drilling. And just threw one of the Milwaukee chucks, their impact chucks, or the half-inch connector to it, and what I discovered using this, let me grab the right one here, what I discovered is this was more than enough for once I break things loose using like a breaker bar, and I like to do that by hand to break the nuts or the lug nuts loose, just to feel what they're like, kind of get a taste for how tight or how stuck or how corroded they might get. So anyway, and then I would grab this after I jacked it up and just knock out the lug nuts really fast. Super helpful. But I thought I had to do one on the road. I was meeting up with someone, and I was going to help them with their tires out in the middle of nowhere, and so I decided I'd grab this guy, which is just a little M12. Had a 6 amp hour battery on it, little Fuel M12 half-inch or 3/8 inch driver. Took that out with me. It's got a hog's ring on it rather than a ball detent. But anyway, this thing it scored really high. I mean, I just popped the lug nuts loose, then zipped them off. And actually, once I had them seated, I actually used this to just throw them back on, but not tight. I used the torque wrench to finish that job up. But what I found was that this little thing takes up so little room. And in fact, I use a lot of the M12 lights, so I could just have this in my toolbox, which is way smaller, way less necessary than, or less powerful, and this has so many necessary features for big work. I don't need them. So what I discovered is this little guy right here, which I used to think was just kind of an add-on in sets. Everyone wanted the drill, but if they throw in one of these, then it looks better. But I'm starting to love this thing. And this is this particular one. You can see let's see if we can see the number. This is the 3/8 friction ring impact wrench. And the catalog number, see if you can see that, is 2554-20, 12 volt. Super simple. Does so much more than I thought. I'm running a half-inch converter here to run a 21 millimeter, but if I'm doing some smaller car work instead of truck work, I can just throw on a 19 to get the lug nuts off on smaller stuff. But anyway, so basically I guess this is kind of a review that to me was a sleeper for a long time. I had it, I liked it for a couple of things, but I didn't really use it until I kind of needed to cut some weight and size and go out on the road. And turns out this is a winner, even though I could use this gigantic one here. I mean, look at the size difference of this monster. But it's just way overkill for the stuff I'm doing. So I'm really happy with this thing now, and I wanted to share that with you because it sat in my toolbox for a long time. I just didn't think it could do a whole lot, and it turns out it sure can. So with that, Doc out.